Hi, I'm Phyllis from the Doll Corner, and welcome to my channel. And welcome to all my new subscribers. And be sure and subscribe, touch the bell. I'm almost to the 500. So if you could just help me get over the 500, that would be great. So now, today, I want to show you how I finish the back seam of my doll's dress off so that it looks neat and tidy. Now there's two ways to make, like there's a placket on a shirt. This shirt of mine has a placket. But the way I do it for the back of the dress, usually, not always, but usually, I just serge along the edge and then fold this edge in and stitch down. Or you can just fold it in twice and run it off to a point like that. And then when I go to join my skirt together, I line this up very like this. And then just come up and sew up to about here, straight up. And then just go to make a sharp turn there. I don't think I came up far enough on that, but you get the idea. And then you see the one side goes in and the other one is folded in like this. Now you can sew down here and go across. Or if it's just a little short opening like this, you probably don't even have to do that. So that's how I make the one. Now if I'm doing it on a round skirt, which I often do, let's see. Find it yet. I cut down the center back and then just go around and make a little stitch like that. Now I can serge this edge or I can just turn it in. Here we are. I knew I had it. Or just turn it in over once and then over twice. And then when you go to finish that off so that it's, just go in here, a couple stitches, and then come down to a point, just like as if you're making a dart, and run it off to nothing. I would have had those sewn, I guess. And then you see, I should have come down a little bit further there. And then this is turned in like this, and this fits over like this. And if this was sewn down a little further, more like this one, you see how I did this one. So that's the way I make the easy one. Now if you want to make one, and this is for a cuff of a sleeve or whatever, I do the same thing. I'm losing my stuff this morning. I cut it open and then stitch down. Take 2 short little stitches right here at the bottom and then back up. And then I take a piece of bias. Usually I make it myself, and I turn in the one edge. This is about 1.25 inches. So I turn in about 1/4 inch here and just press it. And I put my right sides together and I line it up so that I sort of come out. I line it up so this is kind of like a V in there. But when I go to sew it, I want to sew straight down there. You can see how that works. And if it's pressed, and then I just sew down, oops, going right along the edge of my fabric. Oh, I went in a little bit too far, I think. And then I trim that edge right back, almost to that seam. Just like that. And then when this is brought forward, like that, all the way along here. Yeah. So let's see, this one, let's see, this one. So I have this one pressed and folded back and pressed. Now what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to just sew right along the edge here. And if you had the same color thread as your fabric and the same color of fabric for the, but I used pink so you would be able to really see what I was doing. And I come down right to the edge, to the end. And then I sew across here. Like that. And then I press that. And I come, now if I'm just making a little short one, I might omit this step, but it's best if you do it because it stays in place better. But when just a little short one, for a doll, sometimes I don't do this stitch. So I stitch down here. And then I bring this back up. And I didn't get, yeah, there we are. Now I like to pin this. Because sometimes when you go across here, you don't get it quite, I don't get it quite right. But I stitch across there to hold those stitches together. There. I didn't make a great job. There's a wee bit of pink showing there. But if it was all the same color, it wouldn't be noticed. And that's how I make my placket. So this is not that hard, but practice maybe a couple times before you start on something, because you can always goof, and if you goof on something like this and spoil your whole thing, sometimes it's kind of pretty disappointing. But so if you try it a few times before, but as I said, once that's, take a couple of stitches out of there, and if that wasn't pink under there, you'd never see it. But it should come together fine. So that's how I make a placket. So be sure and subscribe, and get me over the 500 would make me really pleased. And if you want to know how to make dolls' dresses and things, get my basic doll pattern book from my Etsy shop. It has all kinds of patterns for all sizes of dolls, and you can switch and change around however you want for panties and bloomers and bonnets and whatever you would like in the, pretty much, for dolls from size 6 to 23, 24-inch dolls. So thanks for watching, and check my Etsy shop for the below. And thanks for watching. Bye now.